Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Rick Alberty. I'm the Executive Director of ChamberSOUTH, and today we're here for another episode of ChamberSOUTH Spotlight. Today I have the honor of speaking with my friend Cinthya Lavin with the Better Business Bureau. Good morning.
Good morning, Rick. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, my friends. How's everything going?
Everything is great, except, the heat right now. It's a lot of records that we're breaking in South Florida.
Oh, my God. I am ready for the cold to come in.
Me too.
That's for sure. All right. Well, before we get started and talk more about the Better Business Bureau, because I think a lot of people have a misconception of the Business Bureau. What is it that they do? What is it they don't do? What kind of information can they find out? But before we get into that, tell me, who is Cinthya Lavin?
Well, I'm a communicator and a marketer. That's what I've been doing for the past 15 years. I started right here in our community. I used to do some of the public relations for Pollo Tropical. So some of the stores that you see and love, I helped reshape when they changed their branding. I was there as a junior executive. So that's where I learned a lot of what I know. Some of the Miss Florida USA public relations I did as well. So just homegrown South Floridian. And yeah, that's in a nutshell who I am. I love to be in the community, and I just love communicating, marketing, advertising, events, a little bit of everything.
Were you born here in Miami?
No, I was born in Pinar del Río, Cuba.
Pinar del Río, Cuba. Mm-hmm. And when did you come to the United States?
I was 10 years old.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So just a few years ago.
Oh, I wish.
Tell me about it. It's been a long time for myself as well.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is your position? Let everybody know, what is your position with the Better Business Bureau right now?
Well, I'm the VP of Communications and Engagement at the BBB. I'm also the national spokesperson in Spanish for the brand. So I'm able to just talk a little bit of everything to the Spanish community at large for BBB.
See, that's excellent. You can handle both languages and reach both types of audiences.
Yes.
That's super important.
Very important.
Tell me, or tell the viewers in reality, what is the BBB? Because people think of the Better Business Bureau as where I'm going to go file a complaint or I'm going to go look at a specific business to see if they're rated or not.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if I'm using the proper wording, rated, but tell us about the BBB and what's the BBB about?
So the BBB is a nonprofit organization that has been operating for over a century. It was initially created by the business community. Back in the day, some of big brands like Coca-Cola decided to start the BBB because there was a lot of distrust in the marketplace. A lot of people back in the 1900s selling snake oil or making false claims, knocking on doors, saying that things were magical, it can help you. So the ethical business owners started the BBB because they wanted to really verify some of the businesses that were in the community. And that's how it got started. It transformed to be a place where consumers can file complaints. Then it became also a place where business profiles were kept and businesses were rated from A+ to F. So it's transformed over the years, and now your modern BBB is still a nonprofit. We work with government agencies to pass certain legislations, but we work with consumers and businesses to create an ethical, trustworthy marketplace.
So when you say that you work with government agencies, you guys work hand in hand, because I know my wife works for the Office of the Attorney General, and she's constantly looking at BBB when they get complaints about a certain company.
Absolutely. So the Better Business Bureau, when they identify a pattern of complaints that has come across our desk, and not just our BBB, but any of the BBBs in the country, we have 94 of them and they work by area, we refer that to the Attorney Generals for possible cases. Also, we work with the FTC and send a lot of our complaints to their repository. So if there's large government actions, they can find people that need reparations through our complaints as well. That's why it's important to always report any sort of issue you have with a business, with a scammer, because with a brand in general, because you never know how you can really have that recourse to be able to help you along the lines.
That's extremely interesting that, the consumer probably doesn't know that the first place or the second place, because some people call the legal portion of it first.
Yeah.
But it'd be great for the folks, if they have a bad experience, not that they, and I'm not saying that to go and report every bad experience that you have,
Correct.
because it may be a bad day, or maybe it was just a bad product that you got or something like that. But if it's something that you have poor service, or you feel that you're not getting your money's worth for the product that you paid, that they can reach out to your agency and report them. And that's important, because those reports do not go unnoticed, is what you just told me.
Yes, they do not go unnoticed. It helps us just taking this information helps us with studies. So the BBB has an institute portion, and they have worked with big brands like Capital One, like Amazon, like JP Morgan Chase, to really establish certain things in the marketplace. So Zelle used to be one that you could just send money and there was really no warning. Those warnings that come up on Zelle right now that say, be careful, are you sending money to a scammer? BBB worked with these organizations to be able to implement those warnings. So that's important, because people take a step back and they're not pressured to just send money to somebody you don't know. So little things here and there you see every day. BBB probably had a hand in it. We work with the IRS for people to really be able to pick a good tax preparer, to know the difference between a CPA and a tax preparer. So we're always in the community, and people really do have the misconception that we're a government agency, but we're a nonprofit supported by businesses.
Why is that unknown? Because, and I asked that because I had no idea that the BBB was involved with Wells Fargo and other banks. Be careful with your Zelle, because that's great. You give us 2 or 3 opportunities to make sure that we're sending the money to the right location before we do that. Mm-hmm. The BBB, I guess, is like a protection shield from scammers.
Yes.
Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, the BBB is a protection shield from scammers. I mean, we're really out there in the community. I personally do a lot of media every month in Spanish and English, talking about our scam tracker, talking about the scams that are trending, and talking also really showing the good businesses in the community. Not everything is bad. It isn't all about scammers. It's also about the businesses that are in your community. It's important to invest local, to shop local, to find businesses through your local chamber, through word of mouth, through people who have had other good experiences, and invest with them. Not just because you see them on the TV or because maybe they're trending online. You need to find people that you can trust.
You know, that's such a great point, because to be honest with you, being the head of a chamber, in today's world, people want convenience, and everything is online. And there's a lot of people out there that have taken a major risk in opening a business, opening a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
And by doing that, they're offering a service to the public. And the public needs to really try to support these small business owners.
Yes.
Because they're out there trying to make a living, and they're trying to make an honest living.
Yes.
So that's a very good point, and thank you for saying that. Where is the BBB located?
So the BBB is located right here in the community. We have a main office in West Palm Beach, and that's where our operations are. And we have another satellite office at the Lavin Institute of Technology at the Nova Southeastern University. So we're in the community, and then we're just out at different events. We partner with local chambers, with local organizations, to be able to have different spaces and events, and just being able to talk to the community. We're a very grassroots approach.
Okay, let me ask another question. Is the BBB a membership-based organization?
Yes.
Do the businesses need to be a member to be listed on the BBB?
So they do not need to be members to be listed. Any business can claim their business profile by going to bbb.org, and they can go on the section that says get listed, and they can put general information of their business on our website. Now, to be able to have more information, pictures, videos, access to our education events, to our networking events, then they can pay a fee and become accredited. The accreditation accreditation is not by default. You have to go through our compliance department. The compliance checks that everything is in order, your financials, your privacy policy, your connection on your website, that you don't have any unethical practices in advertising. And then it goes to our CEO and then to our board. And if there's any discrepancies there, if your business has some practices that they're really not sure of, they can call you and have an audience with you to see if, hey, we have questions. And then is when you get the seal of accreditation and you get to use the BBB seal.
What is the importance of the seal of accreditation, even though you just did an incredible explanation? Because me as a consumer, I see the seal of accreditation. I already know that this is an organization that's been vetted and has been approved to be I'm going to say a good neighbor,
yes,
a good partner.
So the importance of the seal is that BBB steps in as a neutral party to really handle any issues that you have as a consumer with the business. A lot of our businesses that are accredited with BBB really go above and beyond, but there's always issues with consumers. And the business has really signed that they are going to abide by the standards of BBB, the standards of trust, which is to maintain transparency, honesty, to be ethical in your practices. And if they don't, then they risk losing their accreditation. They're obligated when they're accredited to respond and really take care of any complaints that come through. If they don't, then that immediately becomes an issue for revocation of accreditation.
Really?
Yes.
So they must respond within?
They must respond within the standards 3 to 10 days, really. And then if it really if we make our effort to really contact the business, because things change, people move, maybe the contact that we have is no longer there. So we really try to contact by email, by phone, by mail. Sometimes we have, hey, are you going to be nearby? Pass by this business, see if you can get a hold of someone. And after we've exhausted all of our attempts, then we start the process of revocation, because you cannot have any unanswered complaints if you're accredited with BBB.
Wow, that's interesting. That's really a big plus.
Yeah.
Because if you're an accredited organization, that means that you have all your ducks in a row and that, you do respond. When I used to head a fine men's barbershop, salon, and spa, one of the things that the most important to me was to respond to every review.
Yes.
Whether it be positive or negative, you need to respond to let them know that you're there, you're listening, you want to improve, you want to make their experience better next time. And that's super important. So I'm thinking that the BBB is like the big watchdog, to make sure that the folks that are in business are doing it right, and the consumers that are using that business feel the confidence to be able to use that business.
Yeah. We're also a resource. So for accredited businesses with BBB, we have a review management tool that is included with your membership. And it's great because it allows you to post reviews on the platforms that you use the most, whether it's Google, Yelp, or BBB, because BBB also has reviews that we manage. We want people to do well. We want people to have credibility with their business. Credibility is so important nowadays.
Absolutely.
So it's important to build that credibility, and the only way to do that is through reviews and good standing with the experiences that consumers have.
You said that the members could also use your resources. You have an AI training thing now, don't you?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
We have the BBB AI Hub, and it really meets the business owner where they are. If they're just beginning to dabble in AI, so it takes you as a beginner. If you're in the middle, if you have already implemented some AI tools, whether it's some of the GPT or Claude or Gemini, then it meets you there and teaches you how to better prompt, how to incorporate that into your everyday life, how to use it with your calendars or whatever it may be. If you are a little bit further up in the chain, maybe you have already automated some processes in your business, then it shows you there how to scale and really automate more things in your business. So it's a great tool. It was developed out of the BBB in Colorado Springs. So we're very happy for that. You could just go to bbb.org and you can start playing around and taking the test, seeing where you are.
No cost?
No cost.
No cost to any of the members?
No cost.
Perfect. What are the membership costs?
Well,
does it vary on the size of the organization?
Yeah, the membership cost really varies. It's based on a few things, really, the size, revenue, and number of employees. So really from 0 to 10 employees is one cost, and then it goes up there. So it really depends, and depends also where you met BBB. If BBB was out in the community, we were recently out at an event for the Miami-Dade. It was the Department of, it's escaping me.
Was it the procurement department?
The procurement, yes, Department of Procurement. So we were there, and we usually, when we're out in the community and people are interested, we give them a discount on application and fees, just so if they show some interest. So we really work with the community out there. Some of our partners and our partner chambers have discounted rates as well. So it's important to look and ask us. And if you ask us, we're always willing to help. Right.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So you guys operate a lot like a chamber.
Yes.
I mean, you're there to really assist the small business owner in any way they can.
Yeah.
So does a business have to be in business for a certain amount of time before reaching out to the BBB?
The business has to have been in business for at least a year. Yeah.
So 1 year.
1 year operating.
Must have a brick and mortar location?
No, you don't need to have a brick and mortar. You can be an online operation. It's important to have claim your Google My Business and start showing that. So the more that BBB can see in their investigation, the better. Because if you really have no presence, it can be a little bit hard for us to determine how much of a good business you are if you really don't have anything out there. Because if the consumer can't find you, we can't find you, and nobody can find you.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
What is the message that you want to get out to the viewers about the BBB? I mean, you've covered a lot of bases here today, but what's the number one message that you really want to let the audience know what the BBB is or how they can help their business?
Well, the BBB is a community resource. It's a tool that's there to help you as a business, but also as a consumer. You can find great businesses there. We're all consumers. We all need contractors. We need businesses. So the BBB is a resource. It's a resource to help you determine how to find good contractors, tips on consuming in different times of the year, whether it's vacations, Christmas, IRS time, whatever it is, we're there to help you.
Really?
So we're a resource. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you guys also send out tips to everybody.
Yes, we send out
on what
tips.
to do or what not to do or what kind of tax incentive you could look for this year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we work with different partners depending on the time of year because all the shopping and all the consuming is cyclical, right? So now the end of the year is coming. We're going to see Christmas stuff. And after that is tax preparation. So all of those things are important to just be ready and look at some tips because there may be some things that you didn't know about. And it's always good to learn.
Does the BBB have a preferred vendor list?
We don't have a preferred vendor list. No, we do not. The BBB is a neutral party.
Excellent.
And it's important to search by your zip code, whoever's in your area. And just, you have to do your due diligence. Look at the business. Look at what they stand for. Sometimes people like to support certain causes, and some of our businesses support those causes. So take a look at that. Other businesses are family-owned, and you want to support family-owned businesses. Take a look at that as well. Other businesses are minority-owned, so we have women-owned, veteran-owned, LGBTQIA-owned. So all of those things are important for certain consumers, and based on what you believe as a consumer, you can find it at BBB.
See, you guys are a wealth of information.
Yes, we are.
You know, for the consumer to be able to go onto your website and take a look at what interests me as a consumer, or what are the organizations or causes that I want to support, and you guys have already that vast amount of information on your website.
Yes.
To be able to help as a consumer. That's extremely important.
Yeah.
Tell me about scammers.
Well, scammers, they're not going anywhere. Unfortunately, scammers with digitalization, they are able to just reach all parts of the country or all parts of the world. So it's important for people to just be educated. The scams are not going to go anywhere, but we can become more and more savvy as consumers. And scammers know this. That's why their tactics change, because they know the people are becoming more and more educated because we're out here alerting them. So it's important for people to always do their due diligence when looking for any brands that they're going to spend money on, when receiving a solicitation, because usually it happens that we receive text messages, emails, phone calls, claiming that we have applied to something or that we owe something. There's always something. And sometimes, we're just going about our day and say, did I pay this? Did I do this? And that's when you can be really a victim of a scam. So it's important to always take a step back and never succumb to the pressure.
Especially now that, we've had several unfortunate worldly events like earthquakes and things like that. And everybody's asking for donations and things like that.
Yes.
How can the consumer determine one organization or the other?
It's important to, again, do your research and not just fall by what you see on social media. Social media is really one of the first things that we're exposed to when it comes to these events because we are moved by images, by video. So it's important to always take a step back and do a little bit of research. Giving is always a thing that the community loves to do, and we will never tell people not to give and not to support, but it's important to look at organizations that are in your community and that are vetted. BBB does have give.org, and you can search on there and look at the charities in your area that have been vetted by give.org, but also just call your local representative. Look at your local media. Who's out there? What things are happening? There are some great organizations that are in our community that you can support, but don't just succumb to something you see online because you can possibly be a big victim of a scam.
Yeah, you definitely can. I mean, my God, it happens on a daily basis. Yes. One more question for you on my side. Tell me about, you said about ratings. The ratings go from?
From A+ to F.
To F. And let's say a company right now is, I'm not going to call them an F, I'm going to call them a D.
Yeah.
Let's say that they're a D right now because they've had what?
So really the rating is assigned by the BBB system. We cannot manually handle or hand out a rating.
Okay.
So the system determines a few factors. The amount of information that's on the profile. If there's really no phone numbers, no way of contacting the owner, missing emails, missing website, that's already negative points against you. If there are complaints that haven't been addressed and we have tried to reach out and we've had no response, that's negative points against you. If we have no information on the number of employees that you have as a company, those are negative points. And really, the more complaints that are filed that go unanswered, the lower the rating goes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can the rating be improved?
Absolutely. We work with companies. We have had companies that come to us with ratings that are very low. It could be an F. And really, they say, I want to be accredited. How can I make this happen? And they get with our compliance and our operations departments, and they have to really answer the complaints. Doesn't matter if they go as far back as 3 years, because we report up to 3 years. They have to take the time to answer all of those complaints. They have to provide information. We have to look at their processes, and it still won't guarantee that the board will approve them, but the rating can be improved. Yeah.
So you said that you go back 3 years.
Yeah.
So answering a complaint could be as easy as responding to an email.
Yes, answering a complaint can be as easy as responding to an email.
Okay. So in the conversation that we've had today, I think that what I've learned is, as a consumer, you guys are an incredible resource to steer me in the right direction on certain organizations, businesses, because not all businesses are listed in the BBB. Am I correct in saying that?
Correct. Not all businesses are listed with BBB.
So how all businesses are not listed, but the ones that are, you're a great resource for me as a consumer to make sure and verify that the person I want to do business with is on the up and up and has a good rating and is a good community partner.
Absolutely.
And as a business, I think that your organization gives me an upper hand over other organizations that are not listed on the BBB because, again, you are a resource to the consumer. On me as a business, I've been working hard. I've opened my business. I try to sell at a right price. I don't rip people off.
Yeah.
I answer my complaints. I fill out all my information. So those people should be rewarded.
Absolutely, for the good practices. So consumers are always looking for businesses they can trust, and they know they can find those businesses at bbb.org.
What would you like the viewers here, the business owners, to do or know to get listed on the BBB?
The first thing they can do is just visit our website and go on the Get Listed and click there and fill out your information. It's that simple. There's no cost. You could put your information there and you can have a business profile without having to pay us.
And then if you want the accreditation seal, they can move to the next step.
You can move to the next step and you can apply there on our website.
Listen, the seal, as a business owner, I would want that seal on my website.
Yeah.
Because that draws the attention of, hey, I've been vetted. I'm a good business. I'm a good partner. I'm a good community.
Yeah. You can
involved.
put it in your business cards, in your contracts. Some people have it on their trucks, on their fleet of trucks. So you can put the accredited business seal anywhere and just you're committed to just doing the right thing in the community.
That seal is only awarded after it's been given, and they can only get it from you.
Yes.
Am I correct?
They can only get it
cannot
from us.
download that seal from anywhere.
No. And there are some businesses, unfortunately, that do, and we do go after those businesses that use the seal without our authorization. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So, Cinthya, let the folks know how they can get a hold of you or get a hold of the BBB one more time, please.
They go to bbb.org, and the website will know where you are, so it will show you all of the local information for our office.
How many offices is there? Is there many offices in the United States?
Yes, we have 94 BBBs. They work by area, so we only service the area that we're assigned to. Yeah.
That is incredible. So there's 94 offices.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cinthya, it was a pleasure to have you here today. Anything else you want to tell the viewers today?
No, it's just important to be involved in your community, whether it's through your local chamber, nonprofit organizations, your municipalities. There's so many resources for businesses and consumers, and people wouldn't know. So it's important to just look for them.
Hey, information is king.
Yes.
And the more you know, the better off you always are.
Yes.
Well, on 3, we're going to say goodbye to our viewers. So thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for taking the time.
Of course.
And it's a great message out there to all our viewers about the Better Business Bureau.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye.